Hey guys, Twix here. I'll be talking about how Lance's ending in Season 8 of Voltron wasn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. For one, this video is about 2 years late, and two, the fandom is mostly dead, so I doubt anyone will care to watch this. Anyways, this show is very important to me, and I'd like to share my opinion on some things. Overall, Voltron was a pretty good show. Sure, the last few seasons were lacking the TLC that the first ones got, but it was still an okay ending. And after watching it obsessively over and over again, I think I know a thing or two. Online, on many apps and websites, in the Voltron tags, you might come across pictures of Lance McLean, with the caption, "Look me in the eyes and tell me he wants a simple life on the farm." Yeah, he would like a simple life on the farm. And before you start arguing in the comments, give me a chance to explain. Lance was a 17-year-old boy forced into war. He missed Earth and his family all throughout the series. I found some quotes from the show to back this up. In Season 1, Episode 4, there were these two.
Well, there's only one planet with Veradera Beach, Pizza Shack looking over the water, and the garlic knots, and my mom's hugs. I know we're supposed to be brave paladins and defenders of the universe or whatever, but honestly, I just want to go home.
In Season 5, Episode 5,
I'm fine. It's just, once I started thinking about going back to Earth, I started missing my mom, and my brother Marco, and my brother Luis, and my sister Veronica, and my grandma, and...
Are you crying?
No, I just...
And along with being homesick, there were multiple times where Lance was really close to dying. There was Season 1, Episode 4, where he was injured by that explosion that he pushed Karan out of the way. And then there was Season 6, Episode 1, where he sacrificed himself for Alora, and then she had to revive him because he literally did die. Furthermore, Lance lost the woman that he loved since Season 1. If you had gone through all that, would you want to go back out and fight more? Like, would you want to stay a fighter pilot? What would you do in his situation? Lance was just a kid that went through a lot of scary experiences while missing his family the whole time. He wouldn't take the time he had with them for granted ever again. And if that meant taking care of a farm with them, so be it. And if you think about it, Lance probably enjoyed the farm. He always had something to do, and he already knew how to milk cows anyway, so, I mean, it makes sense. And some arguments I've heard against his ending have been talking about how he gave up on everything after Alora died, or even that he looked sick, referring to what he looked like when he was older. And I have some explanations for both of these. In the last episode of Voltron, there's a scene with Lance talking to a bunch of kids. One asks if Lance still misses Alora, and of course, Lance says he does, as would all the other paladins. But Lance does say he is reminded of her everywhere he looks. But he was not upset or sad in this conversation. Alora was almost a sign of hope for him. And afterwards, the caption for Lance in the end showing where the paladins were after, it said that Lance continued to spread Alora's message while surrounding himself with things he loved. Lance is a family man. He loved his family, and he kept them close to him. Being a farmer allowed him to be home all the time, and Lance didn't mourn Alora for all of his life, and neither did any of the other paladins. In real life moments, when we may lose someone, we don't mourn them forever either. There's always a time and place to move on. And all of the paladins remembered Alora fondly, rather than being upset that she was gone. And, I mean, she saved millions of realities by sacrificing herself. And some people have complained how Lance's Altan marks would be a reminder that the person he loved was dead. I saw it more of a way for them to say goodbye, and a sign that Alora loved him. And to the other thing, someone saying Lance looked sick. In these last moments of the show, Lance was aged up and looked much older looking. He didn't look sick, his design just looked like the older men in his family did. They all had the wrinkles under their eyes, and his long face looked a lot like his older brother Luis's. And going back to the end moments of the show, Lance's ending seemed to be the only one people were angry about. They knew that the other paladins loved what they were doing, and decided that Lance threw his life of being a fighter pilot away, when the truth is, he lived his dream. He was a paladin. And after the war, the paladins simply weren't needed anymore. The galaxy was at peace after 10,000 years, and if anything else did happen, then the Lions would come back and find new paladins. But regardless, I doubt Lance would go back to being a fighter pilot again unless he absolutely had to. It would be too much of a risk to never be able to see his family again, and like the caption at the end said, he surrounded himself with things he loved. He was finally at peace and didn't have to fight anymore. And if you don't agree with any of this, take these words from Lance McLean himself. Sometimes what we want isn't necessarily what we get.